Man, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are some funny games. Early on, I was like, yeah, the Ace Academy tournament seems like pretty good money. You also get rewards at the end that can be pretty nice, but you want to go out, you want to do some ratings, or maybe if you just need money really quick, you go to the desert, and that seems to be the most money possible. But now, as the game has kind of developed, it seems to have flipped. Rating isn't really that great if you're specifically going for money and hard in-game min-maxing, especially because the EV training vitamins are so expensive, and that's a flip compared to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Pokemon Sword and Shield, you had so much money you couldn't even know what to do with all of it, and there were discounted vitamins with the Isle of Armor. Also, that's cool, we taking damage. I'm trying to like speed this up with some extra ways of getting in money, seeing if Payday's worth it. That's a good sign, that's a good start. But yeah, Pokemon Sword and Shield's like, oh, I don't have enough ways to get levels on my Pokemon, but then for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I have too many candies. What am I going to do with all these candies? And I have no money. So that's why we're back to the Ace Academy tournament. We're going to see how much we can optimize. We're going to see how well we can do, how that money plays out. That's just cool that this dude specializes in priority. But yeah, every payday we use, that's an extra 1,000 pokedollars. That matters over the course of battle. That matters over the course of the 24 Pokemon in the Ace Academy tournament, because that's an extra 2 vitamins for effectively still one-shotting. Maybe there's a couple 2-shots in there, but I don't think it slows it down enough. Now, there are some fat Pokemon, there are some problems you can get yourself into. That's Ghost-type Pokemon, so that means we have to use Dark-type moves. But hey, Bite is boosted by Technician, so that's kind of neat. And if we get the 1-shot, then I guess it's okay. See, it works out. But I didn't have a level 100 Pokemon at the time, which like, hey, go to raids. You really don't waste your time on raids, because like you can use those high IV Pokemon, you can use the candies, and everything kind of works, but there's a point where it flips. And you need to acknowledge that point when it flips. Maybe we could have gotten away with Payday there by just auto-matched A. And I think that's kind of what I've been realizing here, is that early on, the Ace Academy tournament isn't as great, because yeah, you want your first level 100 Pokemon to be your legendary or your starter, then you can do 4-star raids super easy, and most, well not most, but any neutral 5-star raid, or you can just hunt out super effective 5-star raids, and then that's really nice, and then you're getting all the crazy resources you need. But then, but you don't want to be making too many raid Pokemon, then you want to start optimizing for other parts of the game, like the Ace Academy tournament, which is where we're at now. The biggest killer of the Ace Academy tournament, though, are the animations. You know, have the trainers, you have the walk-in. It feels like, oh, I'm gonna beat this guy in 2.5, 3 minutes, and then something goes wrong, there's an extra turn, there's an extra couple of animations, and really, it seems like the 5-minute battle is inescapable. It's going to take almost 20 minutes to completely beat the Ace Academy tournament, pretty much no matter what. And that does feel kind of bad, but do we one-shot this dude's ace with Payday, thus making more money? Nice. So yeah, we're just going to pick up some money here. Also, we have pick up Pokemon. So I think when you bring in all the optimizations, this is good. And if you get the RNG at the end for like the extra items, there's a chance you can roll for vitamins. And if you get those vitamins, well, that's just straight money. So how much money do we get from this? Cool. 26k. Picking up 5k. Boom. Oh, I messed up. I didn't have my pickup Pokemon at level 100, which is something you kind of want. Also, my Persian's moveset is bad because that fighting chick went up, and then she bad touched me since I didn't have Play Rough. And I'm wondering if maybe there's like a place for Golden Go as a backup, because like if Persian can't handle the fight, well, Golden Go's fine, even after losing some special attacks, so let's make some adjustments here for full optimization. Okay, so it seems like not one-shotting is actually pretty okay, because the turn animations are so insignificant compared to like the other animations and getting in between battles and stuff, that it's just extra money that doesn't really slow down the process, so it's fine. Also, I should have seen the Pokemon. Like, okay, now this is bad. You don't want to drag out the battle for like 20 years on a super tanky Pokemon, but that's where the Golden Go comes into play, because I can actually switch Pokemon. Like, you can't disable that option anymore, so you just switch to Golden Go if Persian gets intimidated or if the matchup isn't looking that great. And then you want to switch off of Golden Go after it's used because gold too many times, but that just kind of shows there's a good like cycle here that doesn't add too much extra time. Alright, let's see the rewards. Let's see how the pickup works. A sprig of hasty mint. Okay. And we also ended up with a full revive and a full restore. The problem is the sale value isn't half, it's a quarter. So max revive is not a lot, like 2,500 I think, and the full restore is going to sell for like 750. I mean, money is money, that's free, better than nothing. We didn't need those Pokemon, but it is one of those things where you just have to go off the raw money and just like hard value of the Ace Academy tournament, it seems. Getting the mints, that'll, again, the sale prices also make it kind of rough, because cool, we get 5k. I also already have a Hasty Mint. I also already have a Hasty Mint, and I don't really use Pokemon that would require a Hasty Mint. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be weird when we get to the point of the game where it's like, I need to sell all my mints, and then I make 100k pokedollars, and that's slightly a bit more towards an EV trained Pokemon. I really just want to reject EV training through power items as much as possible, because I've done it since Generation 4. I don't have much left in me, guys, for that. If vitamins didn't max out, I'd have to out of necessity. But I'm just trying to find like every possible way to avoid it. Pokemon Sword and Shield spoiled me, but Pokemon Scarlet and Violet spoils in other ways. I will say though, if you're just AFKing, if you're not doing anything, if you're listening to podcasts, if you're watching videos, and there's nothing else that requires your time, I say do the Ace Academy tournament. This is one of those AFK things, do whatever, and it's gonna be alright. And even though it isn't glamorous, even though it isn't like the coolest thing to think about or say, where it's like, yeah, Elite Four is best money in the game, but we've been there before.
Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and it's the guide everyone's been waiting for. The best way of making money in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And you guys guessed it, it's the Food Elite Four.
And sometimes, like, that's it. So yeah, you just turn off your brain, you press A, Payday gives you extra free money, and after a couple hours of doing this, you've got multiple competitive Pokemon set up. Or at least if you have some oddballs. Like, I feel like I can see myself EV training if I just have to do max hit points on 5 Pokemon because I play tanks. Maybe even 6, because you just do EXP candies and then you can KO Pokemon easily. So you actually don't even need to have, like, a main Pokemon in front, because it's so easy to farm low-level Pokemon for those hit point EVs. Especially like Skiddo. Don't even have to go Chansey. You go Skiddo. Oh, I need to switch Pokemon because the Gargantuar wrecks me. We just learned this. I've also learned that I can still just, like, one-shot everything with Make It Rain if I need to, so this is also money. Either way, Skiddo. So I do Skiddo in the early area, and I just do that with the team I'm trying to max out hit points on, and then that 6 Pokemon with max hit points for effectively no work. For less work than it takes to, like, get the money to EV train 1 Pokemon. That's 1.5 million Pokedollars saved, just like that, and this method tops isn't even 500k, so that's like 3 hours worth of work in 10 minutes or something just for grinding on Skiddo. So probably worth EV training at some point. And then if I have to batch bowl, or if I have to batch EV train like defense and special defense, like, yeah, you just want to do 6 of a Pokemon at a time, and then life is pretty good. But if you can't do 6, then it starts to feel a little messy. Alright, and another one down. Let's see how the prize looks. 3 bottles of protein. That's kind of what we want. Now 3, that's not quite 25. That's still far ways off, but it adds an extra 30k to the end of the battle. And that's kind of what you're looking for. Same thing with like rare candies or bottle caps. And that's kind of the best we can hope for. Also, we picked up a Destiny Knot. If this was a different game where you can't just go out and buy the Destiny Knot very easily, that would be like the big "we've made it, boys" moment, but that's fine. I think that sells for 5k because Destiny Knot buys for 20k. Elixir, and then a little bit of extra money from these items. And then the last little bit I have is that, just from playing around with Golden Go for a bit, is if you PP max Make It Rain and you spend the 50 Terra Shards to get a Steel Golden Go, I think you can just hit Make It Rain, like you just Terra, AFK, Make It Rain, and you can take out every Pokemon. Problem is you can't have an item that does damage because you need the Amulet Coin. But if you have like just actually any of these Pokemon with pickup as well, like you don't need the Persian at that point to kind of bail you out if like say 8 isn't enough and then you get KO'd or something. You just go into one of your level 100 pickup Pokemon, they get the easy KO. That should be the last Pokemon, and you're still doing pretty good on money because that's 8 uses. So an extra 8k, battle doesn't take too much longer. It's a thought. It's an angle. It might increase efficiency by a small amount, but it's an idea. So there we go, guys. Ace Academy Tournament being solved more and more. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.